14th of July 1965, for the very first time, a spacecraft called the Mariner 4 had arrived at the surface of Mars. This spacecraft passed roughly 9,845 kilometers or 6,118 miles above the surface of Mars. This mission provided scientists with the very first close-up images of Mars. During this, it returned 22 images of the cratered surface. It also confirmed that the Martian atmosphere was mostly carbon dioxide. This was just the beginning of the exploration of Mars that was to come. After this mission, many more spacecrafts were sent, and all of these have helped us gain a lot of significant knowledge about the red planet. But the biggest question is, why are scientists so interested in Mars, and does it have life? With this video, we will try to answer these questions. On the 7th of August 1996, reporters, photographers and television camera operators searched into the NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. There was a small clear plastic box that happened to be the center of attraction. Inside the box, there was a velvet pillow, and inside it, like a crown gel, was a rock from Mars. To this, you might ask, how did we even get a rock from Mars? Well, according to scientists, the rock must have remained in the red planet until 15 million years ago, when it was launched into space by an asteroid impact. So, technically, it's also a meteorite. The thing that was more astonishing was when the scientists announced that they had found signs of life in that rock. The group of scientists headed by David McKay from the Johnson Space Center found that the rock, ALH 84001, had a very peculiar chemical composition. They found that the rock was made up of minerals and organic compounds that microbes on Earth produce. To further prove this, McKay showed the rock under an electron microscope, which showed chains of globules that bore a striking resemblance to chains that some bacteria form on Earth. To take this further, many more probes were sent to the red planet. To prove the existence of life on Mars, the first compelling evidence was found by the onboard experiments sent to Mars with the Viking lander by NASA. There were 4 experiments: a gas exchange experiment, a labeled release experiment, a pyrolytic release experiment, and a gas chromatograph mass spectrometer experiment. The labeled release experiment yielded a positive result in both the Viking landers, and all the other experiments yielded a negative result. This was the second evidence that we had, which could show that there is a possibility that life could exist on Mars. The third piece of evidence that we have has come from the Curiosity rover that landed on Mars in 2012. The rover had detected that as seasons change, there are bursts of methane emitted from certain underground locations. This, again, is just an ambiguous signal, as best as inorganic geochemical processes could also result in the release of methane. At the moment, scientists have pretty much come to the conclusion that life doesn't really exist on Mars, and even if it does, it might be microbial and most likely under the ice caps in the polar regions of Mars, so that the ice caps would save them from harsh conditions. With the latest mission sent to Mars, the Mars 2020 rover, also known as Perseverance, scientists are trying to find out if Mars ever had life. According to them, Mars once had liquid water on its surface. With this, the focus is also shifted onto the colonization of Mars. Mars has a resemblance to Earth in terms of geographical composition. This makes scientists think that humans can possibly survive on Mars. There are a few challenges to this though. The first being that the atmosphere of Mars is mainly composed of carbon dioxide. This makes the air on Mars highly unsuitable for breathing. To solve this problem, the Perseverance rover has an instrument on board called MOXIE. This instrument will collect the carbon dioxide from the surface of Mars and break it down to carbon and oxygen. The oxygen produced can be used for breathing, as well as an oxidizer for rockets that might have to take off from Mars. The carbon produced in this can later be combined with water from the polar ice caps to form methane, which can be used as rocket fuel. The second problem that we would face on the Martian surface is the problem of radiation. From the data of all rovers we've sent to Mars, one thing is very clear. The radiation levels on the Martian surface are not suitable for human habitation. On Earth, we are saved from this radiation by the magnetic field around Earth, but on Mars, this is not the case because it lacks a magnetic field. The third problem is actually getting to Mars. For manned missions, you will have to carry supplies and the crew. All of this leads to a huge payload mass, and no operational rocket has the ability to put such huge payloads on course to Mars. As a solution to this, an American billionaire, Elon Musk, and his company SpaceX are developing a fully reusable rocket that uses methane and liquid oxygen as its fuel, and it can take up to 150 metric tons to Mars. Due to the rocket being fully reusable, the launches will also cost a lot lower. What do you think the future holds for us humans? Do you think we will ever be able to have a civilization on Mars in the future? Let us know in the comments.